Hello, authentically me beauties. Thank you so much for being here. Your presence means so much to me. Whew. I'm receiving your presence and appreciating it. We are all here to learn and to grow from one another. And it is an honor to be here, to be speaking to you, and for you to receive me as well. I have this imposter syndrome that has popped up every once in a while throughout my journey as a spiritual life coach, an online entrepreneur, even when I was going strong as a holistic hairstylist. And the imposter syndrome is something that people talk about a lot in the coaching world because the question comes up, well, who the fuck am I to be coaching anybody? Who the fuck am I to do that, right? And you learn these, let me talk from first person. I have learned these skills and tools and have spiritual abilities. And it's not like I learned all these tools for life coaching one day and was like, oh, okay, I get it. I know what to do now. And I know what to do every single fucking time that I am in a session with somebody. No problem. I got this. That's just not the case because we're all so unique and different things come up, and there's so many layers to existing. So no matter how many classes, certifications, and the same goes with hair, and the same goes with absolutely every career that you could have. You can learn and study and practice and have experience in it and still at times question yourself. What do I do here? What do I do when this happens? And it's okay. Everything is okay. And we get to be really honest with ourselves and what we are capable of, what we feel comfortable in, and more than that, what we feel confident in. There's a train passing by. Choo choo. It's like, feel confident. So, let's see, where was I? So, if something comes up and I do not feel comfortable or confident, I have the ability to navigate that. And this doesn't even have to apply to your careers. This is so simple. This is such simple logic. It can apply to relationships as well. So if you're in a relationship and you're like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do here. I don't know how to cross this bridge. I don't know how to build the bridge. I don't know what to say. You can outsource outside of the relationship and seek a professional or an expert or a peer who may be able to give you some direction, some clarity, and some honest feedback. And so, as a stylist, if I was in the salon and I found myself somewhere with a client questioning, is this the right move or is this the right move with their hair to achieve the result that I wish to achieve? Then I could go into the back room and just get another hairstylist input. No problem. Let the ego die. We are human. Yes, we are professionals. Yes, we are life coaches. Yes, we are doctors. Yes, we are this, that. We're in relationships. We're all of the things. And we're also human. You are not expected to show up 100% perfect all the time. It's just not reality. It's not the reality that we live in. And so there's so many layers to that, to this reality, and to how we show up. And it feels important to speak on because I didn't even realize that I was having the imposter syndrome. I did this last episode talking about how I didn't feel good enough to have my own podcast or write my own book about my own experiences. Not sure if you listened to that yet. And I realized something because let me choose my words correctly. I was going to say, I'm not happy with where I am in my career right now, but that's not actually the case. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy with where I am. However, there's misalignment between myself and making the money that I feel aligned to make as a life coach. There's something missing. And so part of why I'm focusing on female online entrepreneurs this season is because I believe in magic. I believe in where the energy flows, the energy grows. I desire to know more about this. And I know so many other people in my field desire to know more about this as well. And so I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to research it. I'm going to study it. I'm going to figure out whatever it is, but not get lost in that because our human minds like to figure shit out. We like to have the answers. And can you be comfortable not having the answer, not figuring it out? Because when we focus on something so much with tension in our minds and our bodies, and then simultaneously that tension is on our energetic field. So if we focus on something like, oh, I need to figure out why I'm not making the money that I want to make, I focus on that and I feel the tension and I'm just holding on to it like I gotta figure it out. Energetically speaking, it creates more tension, creates more resistance, and there's not openness. There's no allowing things to come in. So, same thing with anything. The more that we hold on to something, the more we attach to it, specifically even with money, not even the idea of figuring out what is in misalignment, if anything at all, but with money in and of itself. If I'm attaching myself to this, I need to make money, or rather, let me give you a better example. I have no money. And if I focus on that and keep playing that story in my head, I have no money, I have no money, oh my God, I have no money. I'm focusing on that, I'm putting energy into it, I'm constricting myself, I'm starting to let that idea snowball and things are being created outside of me, and the universe is like, oh, I hear you, you have no money. Okay, let me continue to give you the gift of having no money because that is what you're focusing on and you are a magnet. So when we allow ourselves to exist from a neutral space, then we're holding space for whatever it is that is to come to us, to bless us. And things in life, they don't always show up the way that maybe we initially desired them to. And that's okay. For example, I would not have met my partner, fiance, David, if quarantine didn't happen. I don't desire for quarantine to happen, but here we are. Things don't always show up the way that we want them to, envision them to, dream about them to. And we get to allow ourselves the gift of releasing attachment, releasing tension. And it's why I'm so excited to jump into season 3, to interview the guests that I have lined up. These are all successful, $1 million, 6-figure life coaches and spiritual online entrepreneurs that have figured out what the secret sauce is for them. So my intention is to share that juicy goodness with myself and with y'all. And as I demonstrated in this episode, what we can learn about money or about whatever it is that comes up in these conversations, things can be applied, logic can be applied, practices can be applied to everyday life, not just people who are female online entrepreneurs, because absolutely everything is connected in this universe. Everything is connected. So I invite you to stay tuned for season 3, to open yourself up to receiving whatever it is that is to come through for you. Again, I'm so honored for your presence. Thank you for being here. I invite you to take a moment and close your eyes, perhaps putting a hand on your heart and a hand on your stomach, and just take a deep breath in and release out of your mouth. Continue to breathe and just feel this neutral space that you are existing in. Keep breathing into it and giving it life. If you find yourself lost in your head or attaching to something, you can imagine that something, perhaps attached to a balloon or just simply in the air. And as you breathe out, you are releasing the attachment. You're watching the balloon go up and up and up, up and up and up. And when it's ready, the balloon will come back down to you. If this was helpful, if you feel that this can be helpful to others, please subscribe, share, leave me a review. I also have an online community that I'm building called Authentically Me Community on Facebook. I would be so honored for you to grace us with your presence there as well. Thank you so much for existing and for being who you are. I love you.